Look at the size of Istanbul, or Constantinople. As we zoom out, can you even imagine what we're gonna find here? We know all about the Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque. We know all about the Basilica Cistern, as well as all of the other ones. And we know about the 2.1 million square foot foundation, a massive palace that was once here. Today, we are going to open up the map and show the world just how much Istanbul, Turkey should not exist in our timeline. When we begin to branch out and see the Church of St. Mary of the Mongols, or as they like to call it, the Bloody Church, located right here, we are all told that underneath this church is visible excavations and an underground passage said to reach the Hagia Sophia. Even though these two buildings are several kilometers apart, 2.2 miles to be exact, where it goes on to tell us that the church has, of course, never been studied from an architectural point of view. I believe these structures are much bigger than we can see. I believe they are all connected underground, and of course it's not for us to see. Because right here at the top, they tell us that the complex lies behind a high wall, and it's not open to the public. It never is. And we all know that these passageways, they're so much more than a little tunnel, and they connect to all of the old world buildings, not just the Hagia Sophia like we're told. It's an interconnected network right below our feet, right below the ground. We know that this structure is from the old world. They tell us right here, where it was damaged several times in 1633, 1640, and 1729 by fire. The fire story is the nod. We know this. And then they say they found it in the 600s. It's incredible what we're told. Let's keep going. I want to show more Istanbul today. I want to show how incredible it really is. And if you decide to go there and check it out, I want to give you so many old world structures to look at and to be able to go see for yourself. Wait, we're not going anywhere. There's another building right here. And this one might be the most important one that we've ever found. The Bodrum Mosque. We need to be very clear at this point. I have never seen a location like this. I believe we have just found a brand new #1 location for this research. I can't leave this area. I'm trying to leave the area, but there's so many structures from the old world and so many things that we need to cover. It's filled with old world structures that show us the truth about our past. It's now called Istanbul, or formerly known as Constantinople. It is now #1 for me. #2 has to be Budapest, and #3 is Edinburgh, Scotland. Those are my top 3 that I've seen to this point for old world structures. If you've been to any of these places or planning to go there, let me know in the comments. I see there's a place called the Sura, Hagia Sophia Hotel and Spa. Could you even imagine staying there for a week? You could just walk around and see all of this. It's incredible. Bodrum Mosque, built in the 900s, supposedly, located right here on the map, right in this 2.1 million square foot foundations layout, where it was ravaged by fire right in the year 1203. And this was at 9:14 p.m. And it was documented by the local duck that kept a pen handy just on it in the year 1203, documenting fires, and again in 1784 and again in 1911, where it was then abandoned. So it's an old world building. And I have to be honest with you, I don't believe that there were ever any fires here, like we have shown so many times. The structure is named after its substructure. The Turkish word for Bodrum is, of course, subterranean vault, basement. This building is bigger than we can see. They all are. It's all connected. This is amazing. We are documenting the exact locations that were all a part of this 2.1 million square foot palace. Check this out. Beneath this structure lies one of the most remarkable structures in all of Istanbul, a massive old world rotunda with a diameter of about 137 feet. This is bigger than a 12-story apartment footprint, and it's still there, right underneath the floor. Later, it was vaulted over and turned into a cistern, where they built a church directly on top of this circular foundation, and a burial complex. What is below this city? I want to know. Let's keep going. The substructure below this building is perfectly circular a multi-story brick hall supported by reused marble columns and accessible through vaulted passageways. They don't know what the original purpose was, but they know exactly what the weather was like and exactly when it burned down in 1203. No, they don't. So if they have nothing to hide, let's all go there. Let's go see what's underneath that structure and what they built on top of. Where the mosque itself is open to visitors, we are told. You can go inside the above ground building, but guess what? Like we see all over the world in every single country, the rotunda, the cistern below, is not open to the public. The archaeologists went in there in the 1930s and 1960s, and they sealed it up. No public access to walk inside the rotunda today. A full underground space right below the floor that we are not allowed to see today. Why is this? Why can't we go look at it? I personally believe it's because it clearly is all still connected underground without a doubt. The overall massive palace in this location, it is still there today. And it's not just a few hallways. Right here they mention that there are photos of it published by Dumbarton Oaks and the Byzantine Legacy. So let's see these pictures. This was all supposedly hammered out. It was chiseled by Donkeys Incorporated over 1,000 years ago. Are you kidding me? These photos right here are nothing in comparison to what's really there. Because guess what? It all opens up like we see right here. They found this, they excavated it, and then they sealed it all up so that none of us could actually go in there and see what's going on. And it's all still there, we are told. Finding art, where I guarantee you they took a hammer and they smashed those to look like that. They find text, they find things, they take them, and then they use them. They told us this in the past episodes. We know this. Depictions of the old world and what used to be here. Here's the floor plan of the largest circular building in Constantinople. Its foundations, just like we said, were used as a cistern, and a palace was constructed over it. We are just getting started today. This city is about to get even crazier. Welcome to episode 147 of My Lunch Break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. Doctors call it weight cycling. Half of Americans do it. And if you do it enough, you are at risk of diabetes, liver damage, heart attacks, and strokes. Weight cycling is when you lose 10 or so pounds, but then you put it back on plus a couple more. That puts tremendous strain on your organs and leads to serious health issues. The bottom line, most people need help to stop weight cycling. And here's a great way. Non-prescription lean. It was created by doctors. Lean is an oral supplement, not a GLP injectable, and the science is impressive. Its studied ingredients also target weight loss in 3 powerful ways. Lean helps maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps control appetite and cravings. And it helps burn fat by converting it into energy. And burning fat also keeps the weight off. If you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace and keep it off, add lean to your diet and exercise lifestyle. Get 20% off right now when you enter MLB at takelean.com. That's code MLB at takelean.com. I want to thank all of our sponsors over on Patreon. Thank you to FlatEarthDave.com. You can check out his app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. I'll put the link right in the description. And you can use my referral code, MLB. If you click the Tartaria button, you'll see the My Lunch Break playlist right here. The app is awesome. Thank you to Rebecca K, David and Sherry Ferguson, Chuck Templeton, Joy Lee, Stephanie Nolan, the Burlesons, Edwin Rice, Charles Kruger, Dan Woodall, Dale, DJ Clicktrack, Jacob Law, Jim Ribley and Christine Duggan, Kyle Glasscock, PKTFnews.org, Ben Dries NL, Natalie Shippenoff, Melissa Edgar, Biggles, Clayton Lamar, Task Homestead, John Adams, Robert Zolins, Attila Power, Forbidden Gecko Love, Justin Grobner Grubb, Leah Strong, Dakota Dunn, Jason Hochberg, Marie C., Michael Dingu, Patriot Armory, C3SCOB, SoniaDane.com, James Alt, Jason Press, Miggs, Mark Chapman, Muji and DeClan, Ariana Oates, Nathan Burba, Ski, Beacon of Truth, Liberty's Arborist, Thomas Thorpe Peterson, Zinger Coffee and Tea, EvelynMcGregor.com, Emily Maryland, Curious Cat, Mike D, etc., Dan McGee, Lori Hedvig Johnson, Ellie Annie, Seth Craigo, Glenn Gunderson, Mousie's Mouse Cheese Records, Robert's Brain is Gone, Extreme Reality Check, Late for Dinner, Iolo Goncalves, Blake, William Richard Jeffries V, Dax Bilchek and Son, Dylan Mugenberg, Leonard Insalacro, Robert Petro, Katz Hill, Susie Q, Yark 143, GOL, Doc Halo, Kenneth Putt, Brenna Fernandez, Paraduction, Necrodemonics, A&W Kerrigan, Rod Wah, Sweetest of Peas, Corbin Mechanical, Making Bigfoot, Road Warrior, Bruce Latour, Codrenth, David and Irene, Ivan Apoctoli, Ardra Rogers, Brazawayan, Armin Walker, Ivan Apoctoli, Maybell, When He Set a Compass Upon the Face of the Depth, Laurel L. Burnett, Hoppy John, D. Woods, John and Carlo, Bill, Vince Moreno, Flat Earth Herbs, The Lady Lacey Show, Sven Eric, Tom O'Hara, Ducks MDF TFV, Gabriel Spark, Donovan Bodkin, Danya Lucas, Jeremy and Amy, Annika Joyce, The Arnolds, Henry's Mom, Digital Strategy, Earth Daughter, Norman Slater, E. Hamur, Harvey, First Class Forklift, Bradford's Donkey Wagon Deluxe, Ernieho, Brian Whitaker, Trevor Cashin, David Torres, Lucy, Shibba Shaba in the Darkness. You guys are all awesome and helping this channel out a little. What is the Galata Tower? What's going on here? I mean, are you kidding me with this place? Here's a photo of it in the 1800s. Zooming out here, they just can't pin down the date in the 1800s, saying that this photo was taken at some point between 1875 and 1886. But they know all about that fire from 1203. It's amazing and completely ridiculous. Here's a picture of it at night, a 219-foot high tower. I'm begging my town to give me one of these. They keep emailing me back, saying that they lost that technology, and it's a painful process to get it back.
The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
The tower was literally used as a lookout for fires. But the tower itself, supposedly, the stairs, were severely damaged by a fire. So I guess they just forgot to look out for the fire inside the thing. This might be the dumbest story I've ever heard. With another fire damaging the tower in 1831. This is crazy. And then they try to tell us that this isn't even the first one. This is the second tower, where the first one was destroyed in 1204. They know all about the 1203s, and they know all about the 1204s. Now let's take a look on the map. I want to show that we've officially mapped out the 2.1 million square foot palace and seeing what else Istanbul has from the old world. So right across the water here, just north of the Hagia Sophia, and I continue to be shocked by this location overall. I wish my history class would have told me about all this. This is not just a tower. Underneath this thing are yet again sealed tunnels, and they run underneath the water, connecting back to the Hagia Sophia. And I cannot believe what I'm about to read to you. Turkey, if you are listening somehow, please let me come here and show everybody how awesome this place is. There are tunnels underneath the Galata Tower that reportedly connect to other parts of the city. Multiple sources claim there are sealed tunnels leading from this tower down towards the shoreline and across into the old city. One account says these passages were all a part of a secret escape route between where the tower stands and Byzantine Constantinople, which ultimately means that there's an underwater, or at least underground crossings that predate modern engineering, and there it is. Again, more proof that we are not evolving and we're not advancing, and more proof that they had technology in the old world that would blow our minds today. Let's keep going. So we know about the Hagia Sophia over here. We found like 7 structures that look exactly the same. And now we find this one over here by this tower. So these structures are just all over the place in Istanbul. There's no shortage of palace structures. They knocked this one out in just 7 years, we're told, by a guy that was almost 100 years old. But he was able to do this because this guy in his 90s, we all know that he had the help of our Donkeys Incorporated Club. These are the people that went to bat for us in the 1500s. When none of us were here to see it, they constructed these palaces in 7 years. They had underground tunnel networks included in the purchase if you purchased 6 or more palaces. Power tools were never necessary. And I've been checking for hours. I've never seen a mistake. No training in the rest. We appreciate you and your wooden wagons. Thank you to all of our badge members, all of our Patreons, and every single subscriber. Thank you for liking the episodes as well. We are on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. If you're looking for even more content from us. I gotta know, what else did this guy get done? If he was building this in his 90s, in the 1500s, why is there not a statue of him all over the world? Why couldn't he have passed his knowledge of palace construction down to Abe Lincoln's parents? Poor Abe had to be born in a shed in the 1800s. 300 years of devolving back to sleeping next to the cow in a barn. What happened? What did this guy build in his life? Here we are, we're given a list. And his signature, of course. A very real signature. I'm sure that was his. No. Here's the first one. 7 years, 1500s. It's here forever. And here's the second one on the list. And I think we can see where this is going. 6 years, and this one's done. Going 133 miles away to construct this palace, which just showed me that this is a much bigger deal than we originally thought, covering so much more land than I expected. The exact same structures are located 133 miles apart. You have to ask the question, are they connected underground? Let's keep going. I want to show all of these old world structures pinned to this one character that I believe was completely made up. Third on the list, he was into bridge construction as well, we are told. He just needed a bridge so bad over there, where we have to zoom way out for this one, and built this bridge in 6 years. 1571 to 1577, during the exact same time as this construction. Why is it taking him 6 years to build a bridge and 6 years to build palaces? Does not add up. No clue how he was getting back and forth. 531 miles apart to check on the other projects. So we go to number 4 on the list. It's another palace. And this one got done faster than the bridge. Done in just 4 years. Located on the other side of the water here. So now we know that this is all over this area. Not just on the west side of the water here. 4 years, and it includes a spacious, high vaulted basement, of course. No delays. 4 years, and it's done. 5th on the list, another palace, done in 7 years. This is the one that's located right next to the soccer stadium that we just talked about, that sits on top of a cistern. 6th on the list is the first one that we found. 7th on the list is the Prince's Mosque, done in 5 years. Again, faster than the bridge. During the booming 1500s, a massive old world palace. 5 years, and this is done in the 1500s. This is what we're told. He's also pinned to this bathhouse that's located right in the middle of the Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque, opening in 1556. And 9th on the list is this palace, located right over here, built in a single year. It's just illogical. It does not add up at all. 10th on this character's list is another incredible structure that lasts forever, located just 0.34 miles from the Galata Tower. And we finally get a number that makes sense in the 1500s. This one took 26 years and was a pain in the Wouldn't that be believable? 4 or 5 years, and this one is done with a tunnel. Last but not least, we are given this structure, pinned to his name, the Rustem Pasha Mosque, completed in just 2 years. 3 times faster than the bridge. I just don't think there can even be a debate anymore that these are all fabricated stories. This is illogical all the way down the list. I believe we have found one of the most incredible old world cities right here in Turkey. One man constructing so many palaces in the 1500s with precision. No details on how he did it, but knowing all about the exact years. by closing their eyes and taking a wild guess, showing us fake signatures to tie it all in. Drawings of him that look like they're from Disney minus. Terrible drawings. If they can build a master palace, then they can make a better drawing. We have blown this location wide open. The whole world knows about it now. 5 straight episodes showing how incredible this place is. Something none of us were ever told about in school. Building a city on top of the old world substructures that are all connected and then blocking us off from seeing it. Underground cisterns, rotundas, vaulted halls, and sealed passageways. We showed the world a layout that should not exist. The 2.1 million square foot foundation, we all know it's there now. We've mapped them out. We showed where they connect to, places we can all go and see today. I'm going to leave you with this. If these were all just some little rooms, simple basements, why did they seal them off and restrict all of us from going in there today? Why close them up if their story was so accurate? Why hide it from us? The old world was incredible, and we are just getting started.